Disclaimer: the views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host or guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ayan. So, hello everyone. This is Life Coach Nords, a certified CECC life and mental health coach from Life Coach Philippines. I am a master builder apprentice of Master Coach A, wherein we build tribe as we help your unstoppable dream come true. And I'm a wife, a mom, and a full-blooded e-growth from the Kankanai tribe of Bugyas, Benguet. And finally, I am the founder and creator of Living Intentionally 2.0 coaching community, which provides you a safe learning space for you to connect, engage, and to build relationship with fellow community members. You are joining me today for UnTribe here in our new digital space, which is Think Talk Broadcast. So Think Talk Broadcast is a flagship community project of the speakers of Coaching Think Talk from Life Coach Philippines and are members of Coach E-Coaching community. Our mission is to get closer to our kindred and serve better our coaching tribe. We envision being the go-to network for content that connects the mind, the heart, and the soul through the platform of life coaching. This is us in the Philippines advancing coaching as an art, a science, a lifestyle, a profession, and a business. So your one coaching thought for today is courage. Taking the courage to reach out and connect to other people that it can bring you so far in terms of partnership and collaboration. We'll be back shortly. Ayan, so welcome back. Today is the 26th day of May and the year 2022. And I am broadcasting beyond borders of La Trinidad, the first-class municipality of the province of Benguet and the strawberry capital of the Philippines. You are joining me for UnTribe. UnTribe is a program created for tribe builders in coaching conversation on self-leadership and building a business like tribe leaders do. So my guest for today is from Paranaque. Yan. So our guest she is Ma'am Gina Romero, a Filipino-British entrepreneur, community builder, and technology advocate. She is the co-founder and CEO of Connected Women, a social impact tech startup that matches talented Filipino women with meaningful remote work opportunities. Let's meet Ma'am Gina Romero, a community builder at heart. So as part of her mission to better equip women entrepreneurs and professionals with the technology skills to scale their businesses and careers, she launched Connected Women in Singapore in 2013. And in 2016, she set her heart on helping Filipino women and moved back to the Philippines where she co-founded Connected Women in the Philippines in 2017. Yan. So, Connected Women has received global recognition in the categories of inclusive innovation, the future of work, e-employment, and women's empowerment. In October 2020, Ma'am Gina was awarded as a finalist of the prestigious Asia CEO Awards in the Sheroes of the Year category. Yan, so magandang hapon sa ating lahat. Thank you for joining us. So help me welcome our guest for this afternoon, no other than Ma'am Gina Romero, the co-founder of Connected Women Philippines. Ma'am Gina, so how would you feel
Hi
right now?
everyone. Coach Nords, thanks so much for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here. Good afternoon.
Yeah, okay. So, Ma'am Gina, maybe you have some more to say about yourself aside from those I mentioned a while ago, so that
Apart
our
from the
audience
official,
will know you more better.
yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. That's a very official introduction to me. So thank you for that. But the real story is probably more interesting. So my mom is from Pampanga. She's from a small town in Porac. And she was one of the early pioneering OFWs who went to the UK back in the early 70s. So I always say that my mom was very entrepreneurial, right? Because she went back, she left the country, she left her small town to look for opportunities. And so I grew up in the UK and I spent a lot of my young days around my mom's friends and, a lot of Filipino OFWs, a lot of women, some men as well, of course. And most of them didn't have the kids with them. Most of them left the kids behind. Actually, my dad's British, so my mom was married in the UK, and I was there together with them. But most of my mom's friends left the kids behind, and so I guess, I wondered to myself, like, why do the Filipino people have to leave their kids behind so much when they go to look for work? And so, yeah, fast forward many years, and some of the story that you shared, I've done a lot of work in community building, a lot of work with women, especially focusing on helping women use technology. That's one of my passions. And recently, well, not so recently now, we came back in 2016 to the Philippines. I'm with my husband, who's also Filipino, and with my kids. And we launched Connected Women here. And our mission is really to help Filipino women find opportunities at home so they don't have to leave the country and leave their kids behind.
Yeah, so that's great. So thank you for saying yes to this invitation, Ma'am Gina. So this afternoon, yeah, I would like to acknowledge those people from Connected Women and from our community Life Coach Philippines. So our founder from Life Coach Philippines is here, Master Coach A, and fellow coaches and fellow community members inside Connected Women. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. So actually this afternoon, we are going to hear the story of Ma'am Gina on community building and business building. Yeah. So, Ma'am Gina, my first question is that what inspired you to build a community?
That's a good question. Um, Well, I didn't actually start out as a community builder, that's for sure. I actually joined the community. That was my first step. So I was in the UK. My husband and I were running our first business, which was a small IT company. So we were fixing and selling laptop computers and other gadgets. And we started that from home. We were just doing it at home. My two children at the time were very small, and we just needed to earn a little bit of extra income. So I kind of started out in a home business, and then eventually we decided to get a small office. So we took a small office, and one day I was sitting in the office and the phone rang, and I picked up the phone, and there was someone on the phone said, we're launching a women's business community,
Yeah.
and we're having an event and we would like you to join us. And to be honest, I was kind of surprised that they had called me because I didn't really consider myself a businesswoman. I was really just doing this side hustle with my husband. So, I was quite nervous. I thought, well, if I go to this event, they might discover that I'm not a businesswoman, right? But anyway, I said yes. And so that was my first experience of joining a business women's group. And so the community was amazing, and that's how I got involved with women. I met so many women in that group that came from different backgrounds, that had different passions, different dreams, and everyone was there to help each other. And for me, that was amazing. And so, that's how I started. I just got involved in another community. It was a lot later that I started to build my own communities. And I think that's another story, a separate story.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a nice inspiration, ma'am. So isn't it that every time that we are going to start something new in our lives, that it is new for us, is that there are challenges that we experience. So when you started building the community, what are the challenges you encountered along the journey, or along the as you start in the starting point? What are the challenges you experience?
So I guess I can follow on from that story to answer your first question, which was how did I become a community builder? So it just so happened that fast forward a few years, I was really active in that community in the UK. I moved to Singapore with my husband. So he was offered a job in Singapore, and I was actually pregnant with my third son. So this was fast forward 2010. My two older sons were 10 and 8 years old, and I was pregnant with our third son. And so we took this opportunity to go to Singapore. And when I moved to Singapore, I lost my tribe, right? I lost my community from the UK, and I was really very active in that community at that point. I was actually running groups. I was running communities in the UK that was part of that group, and I was also managing around 30 chapters. 30 chapters. I was running around 30 chapters in the UK. So I was very active. And so when I moved to Singapore, I felt kind of lost because I didn't have my community anymore, right? And I was starting from scratch. So I reached out to the organization of women's groups in Singapore. It's called the Singapore Council of Women's Organizations. And it's basically the umbrella body of all the women's groups in Singapore. And I told them that I was looking to join a group. So she was, I was telling her that I wanted to be part of a group of business women. I wanted to have support, mentoring, all these different things. And so she showed me a list of all the different groups that were, active in Singapore. And she said, we don't have anything quite like the group that you're describing. Why don't you start one yourself? Why don't you launch it here? We'd love to have that group here in Singapore. Actually, this was before Connected Women. This was a group called the Athena Network, and it's the community that I was part of in the UK, where I was mentored by the community builder who was the owner of that group, and she's still a dear friend of mine now. So when this lady, the general manager of Singapore Council, asked me to do that, I was not ready to launch a community in Singapore. I just had a baby, and I said, no, I just want to attend somebody else's community. I don't really want to build my own community. But she encouraged me. So I contacted my mentor in the UK, and I said, look, I'm looking for a group like the Athena Network here. There isn't anything. Someone here said that I should start it here. What do you think? And she said, I think that's a brilliant idea. Like, how can I help, right? How can I help you? So that is how I ended up building community in Singapore, which was not really planned.
Oh, so
I
that's
didn't answer your challenge question.
Yeah, so by building that community, why is it that you focus on women only?
Oh, such a good question. I know I didn't answer your challenge question, by the way, but I will get back to that later. Well, I think, when I was in the UK, I wasn't thinking about building communities. I wasn't thinking about women's communities. I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just thinking about putting food on the table, when you're a young parent and you're sort of taking a break from work and you need to earn, the priority is really just to earn, right? To get an income. So that was what my priority was when I started our IT business with my husband. But I think, the challenge is with entrepreneurship is that you do it on your own you do so much on your own, right? And you don't have the skills. Some of the things that you need to do, you have no idea how to do it. And some of the things that I mean, you don't know anything in the beginning really as an entrepreneur. So it's really challenging to be an entrepreneur. I think that's the first challenge. And then you don't know what community to join. I mean, we're talking about before Facebook, right? Before Facebook groups, before it was easy to meet people online and build community. So I think it was really challenging to be able to just thrive in a business when you're starting up a business. So when we decided to launch the community in Singapore, it was more about finding like-minded people that I could learn from, right? It wasn't really the vision that I would build a really big community. I just wanted to connect with people who were like me, who were having the same challenges that I was having, who were having the same, that maybe had more experience than me in some areas so they could help me. And where maybe I sometimes had more experience and I could help them. It was really more about that personal network, that personal connection that I was trying to build. I think the community building part happens a little bit later, which is what happened with Connected Women, right? So let me tell another part of the story, because probably the listeners are wondering, well, hang on a minute, you're talking about a different community. Where is Connected Women here? So when we were in Singapore and when I was in the UK, I was very passionate about helping people use technology, especially women, because I noticed that a lot of women were very successful in their corporate world. But then when they left and started up a business, they suddenly didn't do anything so big, so ambitious anymore, right? So maybe they were running a big team in the corporate world, and then suddenly they start a business and it's just them by themselves and they're struggling. So a lot of what we did for women was based on challenges that entrepreneurs have. It wasn't really specifically focused on women, to be honest. Solving the problems that I had as a solo entrepreneur, as a micro entrepreneur with my husband, solving the challenges of juggling work, solving the challenges of learning new technology, learning how to grow my business. Those were the challenges we focused on. It was only later that I started to intentionally try to understand women.
Try to understand women. So with that, do you have this vision, or do you have this vision to expand it to men, not only for women?
Personally, no. Just because there's so much work to do for women already, right? Like the more problems and gaps we identify and try and solve, the more we uncover. And unfortunately, this is something that I learned maybe only in the last less than 10 years, actually. My first 10 years, I guess, of community building was more focused on me personally growing as a person and building my network. I think it was around halfway, towards the end of that, maybe 7 years in or something, I started realizing, like, hang on a minute, there are some real challenges that exist for women that don't seem to exist for men, or certainly they seem to be harder for women than for men. So I started to understand and I started to learn more about, for example, the Sustainable Development Goals, right? About how, about gender equality, and how gender equality is not on par all over the world, and how women were disadvantaged in certain areas globally, and how women in certain parts of the world were severely disadvantaged. I didn't know about any of that stuff before. I was really just part of this women's community because I was invited. But I started to learn, and I think from there, that's when I started to become more of a gender advocate and not just a community builder.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great experience. So since we are a women community, what makes Connected Women different from other female groups?
Well, that's a tricky question to answer. So I think, well, I don't know that we're different exactly. I mean, I think a lot of female groups and a lot of women's groups have the same intention, right? To uplift women, to support each other, to create a safe space, to share from each other. I think most women's groups probably come from that perspective. And then I think after that, each group will have its own, specific focus, right? Like its own advocacy or its own niche or niche. And I think for me personally, it's always been around technology, because I was not a techie when I met my husband. I was actually cabin crew, so I had no background in technology. I didn't have a college education. I didn't complete my college education, so I just kind of took entrepreneurship opportunities or whatever opportunities I had. But one thing that I was very excited about after I met my husband, who is a techie, was technology. I was just really amazed with the things that we could do, especially if you think about, early 2002, 2003. So that's when it was possible to build a website for yourself, right? It was possible to get your social media and promote yourself and talk to people online. So all the possibilities were happening. And I realized that a lot of people were not taking advantage of that. So, and especially women. So I think that's Connected Women's Heart is really like, how do we help women, maximize the opportunities in the digital economy? And from there, it opens up so many other things that we do.
Okay, so thank you, ma'am, for that, sharing. And another question from our audience is that, how is the Connected Women now, and when it comes to its vision? When it comes to its vision, how is the Connected Women now?
Well, we've changed a lot. A lot. In fact, most of the changes, I think a lot of people don't even know about yet, because it's still happening. We'll always be a community that empowers women through technology and opportunities. Remember, because my mom, she didn't have those opportunities, so she had to leave the country. So we're always going to be about bringing opportunities home and making sure that women can have opportunities to do whatever they want, hopefully, from the comfort of home, especially in terms of their career. But I think, we have some different directions, because one of the big challenges, and this goes back to your second question about community building, is it's very hard to make money community building, right? It's very difficult to sustain a community. Even if you're a non-profit community, you still have to pay for stuff, right? You still have to pay for expenses, you still have to put time, you still need materials and skills and all the rest. And so, no matter what type of community, it costs a lot of money and takes a lot of effort to really scale it. It's okay in the beginning, because you can do everything for free. You can volunteer, you can put free time, and you can do a lot of things for free thanks to the free platforms that we have access to. But if you really want to scale and get bigger and have a bigger impact, then you need funds. And most community builders struggle at that point when they want to scale, because it's really hard to monetize. So I think that, as a community builder that really wants to make a sustainable impact, a long-term impact, and a big impact, you have to somehow figure out how you're going to fund it. So with Connected Women, our direction that we're going in right now is that we know that we have a whole load of talented women in our community that we want to bring into the digital economy. But we also know that there is a big talent gap out there in the world, where people need talented, flexible workers who are available to do different types of jobs. So we went through a phase when we tried to build a job matching platform for freelancers. And so, our original plan was we would match Filipino virtual assistants and freelancers to entrepreneurs, but we had some challenges with that business model. And then when the pandemic hit, we decided to kind of leave that behind and try something different. And so now we're looking at a business to business model. So we work with companies like PLDT, Union Bank, and we train women in artificial intelligence skills, so skills for the AI industry. And then we basically work on projects with these big companies and provide jobs, of course, to the women. So I hope that that's something that we can scale as we grow and, of course, sustain. And we are for-profit. I think it's absolutely okay to be a for-profit community for those community builders. But of course, we always want to make an impact.
Yeah, I agree with that, Ma'am Gina. So thank you for being vulnerable, because yeah, it's really, as we build a community, as we really need funds to grow the community, to sustain a community. Wherein yes, it is our passion to build it, but then we have families to feed, we have a lot of projects to expand, and for us to expand is we really need funds. And with that, Ma'am Gina, is that you have mentioned a while ago about technology. What are the programs of connected women in line with technology that you can offer to the community?
So we're really lucky to have amazing partners that fund our technology training programs or our community programs. And it's not purely tech. So we tend to focus on entrepreneurship, freelancing, and remote work. So those are the sort of three areas that we focus on. And our long-term partner is Meta Philippines, formerly Facebook. So this is the 6th year now that we've been partners with them, since 2017. And they have an amazing global program called She Means Business. And She Means Business is basically for women entrepreneurs, right? So how can women entrepreneurs be successful in the digital space? And of course, the heart of the program is around digital marketing and e-commerce for women entrepreneurs. So we're one of 2 partners in the Philippines that works with Facebook on this program. The other one is Buy an Academy. And there's only 40 partners all over the world that are part of this program. And together we've trained over 1 million women. So that's one of the flagship programs that we launched with Facebook that we're really proud of. And we just finished the first round for this year, actually, which was the Luzon Round. And then the next round that's happening is the Visayas Round. But actually it's online, so it's still open to anywhere.
Yeah. Wow. So a lot of opportunities with the connected women, right? And one question is that what partnership you are particular in search of? What are the partnership or collaboration you in search of sa connected women?
Well, most of our partners, we have two kinds of clients, 2 kinds of partners, I guess, and then we have our clients. So most of our partners are either program partners. So these are the ones that fund or sponsor our events. They typically are from big organizations. So when we launched Connected Women originally in Singapore, we actually had partners like Microsoft, for example, and Twitter, and Dell, I think, was one of our other program partners that we ran programs with. So typically they're big companies, and most typically technology companies, because they want to work with us because we have a shared mission, right? A shared vision to help women use tech. Yeah. And then but not just tech companies. We also had a partnership with Sanofi, and they're our health partner, because we feel that it's very important that women are educated, right, about health, women's health, and especially preventative medicine. How do you prevent things like diabetes and other diseases that are that can be prevented just through education, right, and good habits. So we work with health partners, and we have a recent partnership with Infinite Care. They are a mental health sort of provider. So they have an app that they have very generously provided to Connected Women members for free. It's normally paid for by companies or purchased by companies, big companies, and they've given it to our community for free. So our members can go into that app, they can get meditation sessions, yoga sessions, and they can also get access to 24/7 mental health first aid. So if they need someone to talk to, they can do that. And then, of course, we have the AI training programs as well. And we have many different partners from different sectors for that.
Yeah. It's really yeah, the mental health is really it's really needed to everyone else because during the pandemic times is there are a lot of people suffered mentally because of the isolation, because of the lockdowns, and that's a great great program for connected women. So one of the programs that we really need in this times of challenges like that, because mental health is it's very challenging in times of
Yeah.
this, for this what what is happening in our country, in our society. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
And
think there's still a lot of stigma, right? There's still a lot of the biggest challenge in mental health is actually people don't recognize it as a valid problem, right? It tends to be something that people don't want to talk about, or if or they're embarrassed to talk about it because people judge them based on this. But I think one of the things that we're learning now as a community, especially after going through this, is people are becoming more vulnerable and willing to share that life isn't always good, right? When you look at a person and you think this person looks so successful, they look like they've got everything together, but in reality, when you hear the real story behind that person, they're struggling as much as everybody else. So I think it's really important to build awareness about taking care of our mental health as well as taking care of our physical health, of course.
yeah, okay, so since we already have the conversation for almost 30 minutes, maybe we can have a break first. So for us to for us to hydrate. Yeah. So but then before we have a break, I will leave one question to you and you will answer it after the break. Okay?
Okay.
So what can be done for many to respond in terms of mental health? What can be
Okay.
done for many to respond in terms of mental health? Because most often if people heard about mental health, they will back off. So what can be done for many to respond in terms of mental health? So you will answer that if we will be back after the break. Okay?
All right. See
Yeah.
ya.
See you. Pastor E. Yeah, so as we as we have this break, um we have this promo, or we have this startup packages for tribe builders who will be having this who will be watching the episode of UnTribe from episode 1 to episode yeah, up to the finish line. So for those who are going to follow this one and have this mechanics, we have mechanics in the comment section. Yeah. So we have this um, steps to follow for you to get the chance to win one of these business startup packages for tribe builders. We're in. These packages can help you or your community to start a business with this. So either becoming mushroom product, yeah, mushroom production, resellers package for mushroom chicharron, or resellers package for insulin tea. So for us to have this save one campaign on diabetes. Okay, so see you later. So we have a break.
business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag-and-drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag-and-drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.
Ayan, so we are back for the second part of our 7th episode brought to you by Decap Coffer Public, the coaching hub of Life Coach Philippines, and our home as professional certified CCC life coaches. So meet our coaching tribe at Decap Coffer Public, located at Pioneer Center Compound along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. So we are open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So Saturday to Thursday. So our coaching hub is also an event place and venue of choice for an intimate gathering. So connect with Coach Rizal at 0917-586-1661 for inquiry and reservation. So I invite you also to become a holder of B-Learning e-card and join me inside B-Learning Society as one of the mental model collectors. So enjoy a food and beverage discount and full access pass to the monthly mental model masterclass of Master Coach A, exclusive for B-Learning Society members only. So save the date for May 28 at 7:30 p.m. for Sopra Adapter Mental Model Masterclass by Master Coach A, and she will teach us how to grow through surprises and stressors, especially during the aftermath of uncertain events. So, Think Talk broadcast is powered by Rise Up Creatives Worldwide, your social commerce turnkey solution provider in the new digital landscape. So, visit www.riseupcreatives.com to learn the benefits of lifetime members like me, which includes the ability to create valuable and engaging social media content with original lifestyle photos in just 5 minutes. So rise up and be creative now. Okay, so we will be right back for the second half of our show. So, Ma'am Gina, so welcome to our second part.
Hello.
Yan, so
Hi.
how's the break?
It was good. It was just perfect timing, actually, because I had my coffee.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you can have your coffee there. And yeah, we have this hanging question a while ago that you will be answering. So,
Around the mental health topic. So, well, I think your question was, how do we make sure that we reach more people when it comes to mental health education? And I mean, I'm not an expert in mental health. It's not my area. But, you know, as a community, it's really important to identify the different topics and current sort of events that are important to your members, right? And we know at Connected Women that not just within our community, but everyone on the whole planet has been struggling in the last 2 years because of so many changes and so many challenges and disruption, and especially the uncertainty. So, you know, mental health is a real challenge because we get a lot of messages. I personally get a lot of messages directly from members asking for help or telling me that they're struggling. And, you know, as a community builder or community leader, it's really difficult when people reach out to you and you can't help them or you don't know how to help them. So that's why we form these types of partnerships, because we want to strengthen the areas that will help our members that is not our expertise, right? And but I think, you know, the reason where communities are powerful is that we can help create a platform, right? We can create the conversations that help experts reach those people that need the information. So, you know, we're really happy to have partners like Infinite Care. But the thing is so many of our members, maybe those who need this kind of support, they don't know about it. So our job is to let people know, right? Let people know that there is support available to them, and that there are people willing to help, right? And also to just not give up and to push through, and that they're not alone. And I think as a community, that's the most important message that you can give your members, right? That whatever you're going through, whether it's a success and something amazing in your life, or whether you're going through a real big challenge in your life, the chances are you're not the only one. There'll be other people who are going through the same. So that's what we do, right? We bring people together so that people know that they're not alone. And I think, you know, whether it's mental health, whether it's diabetes, whether it's technology training, whatever it might be, that's why communities exist or should exist.
Yeah, so thank you, ma'am, for your vulnerability. So it's true. And as we go back to our conversation about community building, yeah. So what insights can you give or can you share to fellow tribe builders or community builders, wherein for the people that they intend to build their own community so that they will become successful like you are?
So this is such a common question with people who want to build communities, right? I get messages from people saying that they feel inspired by what we've done at Connected Women and how can they start a community. And the funny thing is if you go right back to the beginning, it was only ever one person, which was me. Yeah. And then it was 2, right? And then it was 3, and then it was 4. No community starts big, right? So I think the key to community building really is finding what is in your heart. Because the thing is it's hard. It's really hard to build communities. It's hard to make money. It's hard to sustain it. It's like taking care of a plant or a child, right? As soon as you don't pay attention anymore, it's going to start to go down, right? To fail or to start wilting. So it requires constant attention, constant nurturing, and constant work. So it's really not easy. But I think if you're really passionate about something, like anything, right? Like same for entrepreneurship, it's hard. But if you're really passionate, you'll find a way to succeed. So I think find out something that you're really passionate about, and then look for the other person. Just find at least one other person who is equally passionate. And for me, fortunately, you know, I met my co-founder, Ruth. Some of you might know her, Ruth Owen. She is a very dynamic lady and very passionate, shares my passion to help women. And when I met her, I was just telling her about, I wanted to do this. And the first thing she said to me was, how can I help you? You know, what do you need? And I said, well, you know, I don't have funds to start up a business. I don't know how to start up something in the Philippines. I don't have any contacts here. And she said, let me help you, right? I have contacts. I know how to do these things. So she helped me. And so it started with 2, right? And then from there you build. You find the next 3rd person and the 4th person. So never be afraid, you know, never feel intimidated, like, oh, you know, I have such a big vision to build a big community, but then I don't know how to go from 1 person to 50,000 people, right? You start with the next person and the next person.
Yeah, so thank you, Ma'am Gina, for that inspiring message. And yes, we start from us, start from our heart. What is our passion really in building, and start with another one. So it doesn't mean that you will start with many in the first time. So start with one, and the second to us. Yeah. So it's very inspiring that you encourage us as a beginner of building a community, that we can start from where we are. We can start alone. Yeah. And we can reach out to other people who are passionate about what we are doing, what we are passionate about, what we are building. So yeah, so it's really an encouragement for everyone. So thank you, Ma'am Gina, for that insights that you have shared to us, to me, and for our viewers, especially my fellow community builders, fellow tribe builders, and for the people who have this heart to build their own community as well. And Ma'am Gina, since you are here, maybe you can maybe you can promote some programs of the Connected Women, or you can share updates of what's happening inside inside Connected Women organization, especially here in the Philippines.
Sure. Yeah, and that's actually a good point. We do have connected women communities happening outside of the Philippines. We have a very active community in Pakistan. We have an active community leader in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, who's always wanting to do more for women there. We have a community in Singapore, which is where it all started. So we do have communities outside of the Philippines, but of course our big community is right here. So I really encourage you to join us. It's completely free, and our programs are also free, thanks to the support of our partners. So you can go to our website, our community website, which is connectedwomen.co. So that's connectedwomen.co, and just look for the join button at the top right. Just click that, and it's once you've signed up, that will put you on our newsletter so that you receive invitations to all the upcoming events. And you can also join our Facebook group, which is Connected Women Philippines. So just go to Facebook and search groups for Connected Women Philippines and join the group. And yeah, we publish everything there. A lot of our events are streamed live. We have an upcoming, so this year we have in-person meetups happening. This is something that our members love very much and have missed it because we were, of course, we couldn't go out because of the lockdown, but we brought them back this year. And the in-person meetups happen all over the country. They're volunteer-led. So if you would like to run a meetup, then let us know. And it's an opportunity for you to meet connected women from your local area or from your local city. So the next one will be happening in a few months.
Yeah. So those are the updates from Connected Women. So for those who are a member of Connected Women, yeah, so those are the updates. And if there is no Connected Women yet in your area, then just connect with Ma'am Gina or the other Connected Women who are expanding in our country, especially here in the Philippines. So before we end, Ma'am Gina, I have this question. Since you mentioned about Connected Women, how you build it, and the programs, and you are open for collaboration, partnership with other supporters. For us, we as an organization and Life Coach Philippines, what can we do for Connected Women? What support can we do to Connected Women?
That's a great question. Thank you so much. I always love it when people ask, how can we help, right? How can I help you? Because it's a sign of a true partner. So we have, so earlier I mentioned that we have two types of partnership, and I only talked about one. One type of our partnership is, of course, the corporate partners that fund our programs, but we also have amazing, amazing community partners. And those community partners are basically those who believe in our mission and are aligned with our mission, believe in what we're doing to help Filipino women. And all we ask from our community partners is to help us share about some of these amazing programs that we have so that their members can also avail and get access to them. So we would love to bring you on as our partner if you have a community, big or small. And what we can do is we can actually put you on our community partners list. So we always acknowledge you, of course, at our various different events. And then we will make sure that you know whenever we have relevant training or programs or events for your members to join.
Yeah, okay, okay. So thank you for that, Ma'am Gina. And yeah, we have this another question. So how can we serve your community as an organization?
Thank you so much for that question. So I think, the biggest challenge is really we're competing for everyone's attention, right? So, everybody is busy with their Facebook feed and their, work and family and friends and everything that's going on. And of course, competing with other entertainment like Netflix and all the rest. So, a lot of the time people send me messages and they say, I missed your event last week. I'm so sad that I missed it because I wanted to attend, or I missed the meetup, or I didn't know that you had this. And it's really because we can't reach everyone through our own emails, through our own group. So we really want to continue to grow, right? So let's set up more meetups. We love technology at Connected Women, but there's nothing like meeting in person, right? So we really want to have a Connected Women's meetup and a Connected Women group in every city in the Philippines. So if you come from, actually, we have a very good Baguio chapter, very strong Baguio chapter. And I know that they're probably going to get themselves active again soon. But even if you have a chapter or a city of Connected Women nearby, you can still start a new one. So we encourage a very kind of like, big sister attitude that if you attend, for example, Baguio, but you want to start one in your local area somewhere else in the Cordillera because it's a little bit far, then that chapter will help you set up your own chapter. So we don't believe in competition, right? We believe in supporting each other so we can grow.
True, I agree with that. We don't believe in competition, but in collaboration. Yan, so Ma'am Gina, I think we are running out of time and you have a lot of messages to share with us. But then we can meet another show, maybe in another show. So thank you, Ma'am Gina, for sharing your message with us. Thank you for sharing your story with us in community building and what we do inside Connected Women. And thank you for the opportunities that you've opened to us. And before we end, Ma'am, I just wanted to ask your final message to our viewers, to our learners this time. Either they are watching this live or they are watching it on a replay, so they will catch it up. Your final message with them.
So my final message for those who want to start and build communities, it's something that I stumbled into at some point in my life, and it's been one of the most rewarding and fulfilling parts of my life, honestly. I mean, I don't know who I would be or what I would do if I wasn't a community builder. So, do pursue your community building dreams. Sometimes it takes a little while to get started, right? It's not so easy. It doesn't always happen overnight. Don't give up. And also, don't let your possible introversion stop you from being a community builder, because I have a lot of women and men too that reach out to me and say, I'd love to build a community. I'm so passionate about this, but I'm an introvert. And I promise you, some of the best community builders are introverts because they understand how difficult it is to have the courage, right, to come out and be around other people. So please don't, if you're an introvert, don't let that stop you.
Yeah, so it's not a hindrance if you are introvert in building a community. That is why we are building a community. Ako din naman introvert ako dati. Yeah. So as an introvert, so magbi-build yung mga introvert person in one community. So that is community building. Yeah. So
exactly.
Thank you, Ma'am Gina, for the messages that you have shared with us. Yan. So thank you. So salamat.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Ma'am. Thank you, Ma'am Gina, for supporting our show. So thank you for supporting UnTribe, and whether you are joining us live or watching on a replay, please leave a comment to share your insights. So circulate the link of this video and don't keep us a secret. Okay, yan. So if you are interested to embark on the journey of becoming a professional certified life coach like me, Master Coach A offers co-actively co-create life coach certification program with CPD units, CPD accreditation, and 40 credit units. So life coaching as a 21st century learning experience that is empowering professionals to enhance their skills in multiple domains, thereby increasing the relevance in an increasing complex workplace in dynamic business environment. CACC course includes a 21-day web-based learning with lifetime access, 2D live face-to-face coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A, and a 3D live virtual business bootcamp with senior coaching team. So the program package also comes with done-for-you coaching programs and many other bonuses. So connect with Coach Rizal to 0917-586-1661 to discover the opportunities waiting for you in this profession and this second fastest growing industry in the world today. So mark your calendar for June 18 and 25 for the face-to-face life coach certification class at the function hall of Decaf Coffee Republic. Yan. So I invite you to watch the other shows hosted here at TikTok Broadcast. Please follow, subscribe, and engage in our social media accounts at TikTok_TV on Twitter and Instagram, and TikTok Broadcast on YouTube, and give us your review. For partnership and collaboration, please connect with Coach Rizal to 0917-586-1661. So see you in the next episode of UnTribe on June 2 at 2 p.m. live here at TikTok Broadcast. This is us in the Philippines, broadcasting beyond borders and advancing life coaching worldwide. Love bam boom, love bam boom, love bam boom. Coaches like us think and talk like this.